Hey guys, how's it going? Good, I hope. I'm doing great. I had a good day at my job, my first day at my new job. I'm pretty worn out because I haven't done that in a while, but it was great to work an early shift and not have to drive 45 minutes to work. Instead of working 11:30 to 8, I worked 6 to 2, and then I have 2 more morning shifts coming up, and it's only about 5 minutes down the road. So I love that so far. Just a bunch of boring videos and paperwork and stuff today, but tomorrow I'll get into the thick of it. I just wanted to check in and do a video. I'm waiting on it to get a little darker before I light my fire, and then I'll probably go to bed early tonight because your girl is wiped. But my video today will be on narcissistic cycles that you can get stuck in, the codependency specifically. So I've talked before about obviously getting stuck in these cycles and breaking free from them, but codependency is often developed with a narcissist in that dynamic because they will have you depending on them. They will isolate you, try and gaslight you into thinking what they want you to believe, keep you sheltered from the truth, and create this new reality for you that keeps you stuck where they want you. And growing up with a narcissist and a narcissistic family, and I will exclude my grandmother from that. I don't believe that she was a narcissist, but she was an enabler. So the majority of the rest of my family are narcissists. So I grew up very much codependent, feeling out what was going on every day so that I knew how to move and how to survive, how to stay 10 steps ahead of the game, which is funny when they put you in predicaments like the one I'm in when you're older, as far as making you the scapegoat and the whipping boy and all of these things that they want you to believe to keep you keep your light dimmed, to keep you where they want you. They very much created that for you. They played off of your insecurities, and they know how to hurt you so that they could keep you in this low vibrational state so that you don't learn your worth, so that you don't rise above and you don't leave them, because they want to hold you down. They want to, that crabs in a bucket mentality. They don't want you to go anywhere. They want you to stay right there because they don't want to work any harder to better themselves, to raise their vibrations and heal, to get out of their hurt and their trauma. So therefore, who do you think you are to try and leave? Who do you think you are to try and heal and better yourself and get out of here? What, you think you're better than us, and we're going to show you that you're not better than us. That whole toxic cycle, it goes on and on and on. So whole time they don't realize that the tactics that you've used to be in survival mode, to thrive in this environment, to love yourself, that you have had to stay 10 steps ahead to know how to maneuver your way through life so that you didn't get hurt even more, as far as, learning their moods, learning their behaviors, calculating the things that they were going to do next. So when you get older and you start to realize that this is piss, you have all those things in your tool belt because you had to learn those your whole life being with these people. So they don't realize that when you finally do realize your worth and you do stand in your power, that you've had years of conditioning on how to juke these people in order to stay alive, and in order to stay happy, in order to find peace in your happy place, whether that be alone or whether that be in the midst of the chaos and having to dissociate from that in one way or another, to um, find some source of happiness, to find that silver lining so that you can still live, that you don't, wallow in the mud with them, that you don't think that you're not worth any more than that, that you can't do any better. You know that you can. You know that you've done a great job in surviving. So why wouldn't you do an even better job when you're older and you have way more experience trying to stay ahead of the game? So mainly, just as an example, when I was younger, I would be told that I was too sensitive. They knew that I was caring. They knew that I was loving. They knew that I tried to give and give and give in hopes of getting back. But when they felt superior to me and wanted me to feel inferior, like I didn't deserve any better, that I needed to stay where I was and know my place in the hierarchy of the family, even though I was growing behind the scenes the whole time, you just can't advertise that, because then they'll try harder, even harder and harder, to create this narrative and to keep you down. But it's very much self-serving in the moment, right? To call you sensitive, to make you think that there's something wrong with you. But when something happens to them in life, as far as they get hurt by other people, or things don't go their way, or their toxic relationships, their lessons that they have to learn, have them feeling down and blue, then they turn to your sensitivity. They look for that loving, caring, nurturing self that you are, so that they can come and benefit off of it. They can come and reap the benefits of that. They'll come and have you help lick their wounds and tell them that everything's going to be okay and I love you, and you help get them back on track. You help heal them. But they don't want you to heal. They don't want you to be that healer that you have been to them for yourself. They don't want you to do that. But how is it? It's so ignorant of them to think that you won't use those same tactics that you used on them to help them and to love them and to nurture them and put them back on the right track, and dust them off and hug them and love them and buy them things, or whatever your love language is, and however you've shown love and compassion and grace to them, that you won't eventually find your footing, and then in turn use those loving, nurturing, compassionate ways of yours, those very healing hands of yours that you've used on them, to use them on yourself. You can do that. You know how to do that. You've been doing that to them for years. They've just been keeping you stuck in a place where you didn't know where else to go. You hadn't either yet figured out that you could choose your own family, or you could raise your vibrations and attract your soul tribe that wants the best for you and has the same goals for themselves as you have, people that you can really vibe high with and let your guard down with, and trust and be authentic without having to second guess anything. That nurturing space where they fill your cup and you can fill their cup, and everything is balanced and grounded and as it should be. They want to keep you so that they can use you, and somehow get stuck in this their own cycle of codependency, where they think that you're only going to be there for their benefit your whole life, their whole life, that's all that it's going to be, that you're never going to realize that everything that you've done to get them back up on their feet, that you can also use that to get yourself back up on your feet. That you're not going to be down and out when they try to kick you and use you as the scapegoat, and try to tell you that it's your fault and you're too sensitive and all of these things. That all of that can very much be turned around and used for your benefit. And I want you guys to know that, and realize that all that love that you've been giving to them, all of that you've been pouring into them to help them go back out into the world and conquer things, that you've been their cheerleader, shut it off. Shut it off. Put it into yourself. Flip that back around. Transmute that negative energy by your inner child healings, like I've told you, dance, sing, journal, meditate, swing, skate, swim, bike, hike, skydive, whatever it works for you to raise your vibrations and to turn that negativity into positivity, that pain into power. Do that, and then pull your strength, pull your tools from all of the things that you have used to help them get back on their feet and cheer them on and love them and nurture them, and do it to yourself. If you have children, of course, keep doing it for them, but do it to yourself. You've seen that it works when you do it to them, when they've kept you in this cycle where you thought that, they were family, or, you were obligated, that it was loyalty, that you needed to stay there, or if they've manipulated you into staying there by putting you down, by capitalizing on your wounds, often wounds that they've created, or if they've seen that you have trauma from other events and that you have wounds from that, then they will very much, not only stab you in the back however they can to keep you down, but also turn that knife in those wounds that they see that you have from other traumatic events, not only the ones that they've caused, to try and keep you in that low vibrational state, so that you don't realize that you can leave. You can leave at any time, and if they cast you out, you'll survive because you helped them survive. Just put it all back into yourself. Put it all back into your own cup. Everything that you've given them freely and with no strings attached, that you've always been let down by them, put it all into yourself. That will shock the hell out of them. That will have them scratching their heads, wondering how in the hell you did it. Whole time you were doing it for them for years. They don't need to ask themselves. They don't need to be dumbfounded on how you did it for yourself, because if they look back, you did it for them all of those years. They just had you stuck in that cycle of hurt where you thought you had to give it to them instead of yourself, that you needed to stay right where you were because that's where they said that you belonged. And then you give all of your loving, healing energy to them and not yourself, right? That's an illusion. That's all an illusion. Give it to yourself. Cut them off. Don't feed it. What you feed grows. You feed yourself. You love yourself. Stop feeding their toxic ways. Stop feeding them for hurting you. Say, I had abandonment wounds from my mother not being around and not fighting to stay with me like I'm fighting to get my Colin boy back. So that's just one of the examples on how they would try and twist a knife in one of my wounds, abandonment wounds. The devil will use the people closest to you, like your best friends and your family, because they know you best, right? So they know how to push your buttons. They know what your wounds are. They've been right there to see it all every step of the way. So they know exactly what way to get you and to hurt you more and to keep you down. And so the devil will send people that will trigger those abandonment wounds in the form of relationships, as far as, giving you attention and then taking it away, spending a lot of time with you and then going ghost. Those things will trigger you into feeling those same sad, hurtful, I'm not good enough emotions from your childhood. So that's why it's very important that you identify those things and that you work on healing them every single day, so that when the devil uses that through your friends and family to hurt you and keep you in a low vibrational state, that it doesn't affect you anymore, because you've taken the time to identify the abandonment wounds, to unpack it, to feel every bit of it, to heal from it, to put that love back into yourself, and to know that you are worthy. You are worthy. You are worth it. You are not here to be abandoned. You need to raise your vibration so that you attract. We don't chase, we attract, right? So if you raise your vibrations, you heal, you get on your empress energy, and you sit on your throne, then you know that you're worthy, and the things that are your vibrational match, your God ordained soul tribe or divine counterparts, your soul mates, be it friends, male or female, they will come to you. They will automatically gravitate towards you because they are vibrating at that same level. Don't fall for the devil's tactics of, the people that he sends to you that will try and keep you there. Those are tests for you to see how much you've healed and if you deserve to ascend to the next level, to where you will rise above, new levels, new devils. So the higher, there's levels to this. So the more that you work on yourself and the higher that you ascend, the harder he's going to try. He's going to send new devils to try and test you to see if you've really learned your lesson. Have you really healed? Are you going to fall back into those karmic cycles and repeat it again because you didn't learn your lesson the first time? So say, for instance, with my abandonment wounds, if I meet someone that's trying to attract me into their life, maybe lustful energy, if I'm trying to vibrate high and attract my divine counterpart, and they're throwing out all kinds of things, to entice me into a sexual relationship, or they're spending lots of time with me and then they go ghost, or, trigger those abandonment wounds, try and entice me with sex and lust, have I really healed? Am I going to let that hurt me? Am I going to chase that person? Am I going to fall for that lustful energy, that Jezebel spirit, and fall back into that low vibrational cycle that I used to be in with my ex-husband? No, I'm not. You have to recognize it for what it is. Don't chase it. Don't fall for it. I don't care how many times they tell you, well, knowing that you're celibate, or knowing that you're abstaining, or knowing that you're waiting for your kingdom spouse, your divine counterpart, how many times they tell you how good they are at sex, how big they are, how much God has blessed them down there, how often that they attempt to chase after you and then don't talk to you for days. Don't chase back after them. You keep your butt on your throne. You wait for your divine counterpart, because you are worth it. Don't fall back into that karmic cycle. Don't chase after anybody. You keep loving yourself. You keep vibrating high, and your divine counterpart, what you've put so much work into yourself waiting on, will come to you, will find you, will chase you. You won't have to do anything to go after him, to solicit that. It will come to you. It will find you. It is already yours. God has said so. Okay? So learn your lessons. Get out of those karmic cycles. Don't look back. Don't fall back into the old behaviors. I don't care how much the devil tempts you or tests you. You pass those tests because you are worth it, baby. Okay? You break those karmic cycles. Don't stay in codependency. You be independent, and that way you will attract your emperor or your empress that's vibrating on the same level as you, because you've put in the hard work and you deserve it. You're so worth it. I love you. God loves you. You're never alone. See ya.